Hey guys, I'm Krista from Summit in a Box. For those of you who don't know who I am, I help people plan, launch, strategize online summits. And we've got some crazy stuff going on right now, right? I think just within the last few days, I've received, I don't know, I would say 4 emails from people hosting events. I think one that I was signed up for saying that either we don't know if it's going to happen or, sorry, it's not going to happen. And that is a hard decision to make. And I know a lot of you are in that position. And I wanted to, start this conversation of, what you can do to take your offline event and bring it online, okay? So I'm gonna cover kind of some basics in this video. I want you guys to ask me questions. I'm going to turn this into a blog post, and I will keep updating that post, or maybe I'll publish new ones as questions come in and I know what else you guys want to know about, okay? Because I'm an expert in online events, not offline. So I don't know what all questions you're gonna have, but I do know that I'll be here to answer them for you as best I can. So I wanted to record a video kind of with some basics going over how to bring your offline events online. So we're gonna cover things like, first I want you to not panic, we'll cover that. How much time to give yourselves to do this, whether or not you should cancel altogether. I mean, we're here, so I don't think you should, right? What to do with your speakers, what to do with ticket holders, how to make your online version just as awesome or more awesome as the offline version. Let's see, hosting, like how to host it online. I'll have some Q&A time, so please, if you're watching, whether it's live or replay, let me know what questions you have, and then I'm going to go over some both free and paid resources that I have that can help you get this going quickly and effectively, because I know a lot of you are like, our event was next month. Now what are we gonna do? So I'm here to help with that, okay? So that's just what I wanna say. First, don't panic. Like, this stinks. It sucks for everybody, but especially if you have been working your tail off for months trying to plan this event, and now you can't do it anymore. I want to say props to you for, looking out for your community and being willing to make that hard decision. But I know it's still hard. So I just want to say, don't panic. I got you. I got all kinds of resources to make this easy. And I'm here to answer whatever questions you have, all right? So the first thing I want to talk about is the timing. I do want to say, give yourself a little time. Like, if you had an event coming up in March, I wouldn't necessarily recommend going real hard and still trying to hit that date, because that is going to be really stressful for you. Now, generally, when I'm teaching people to host virtual events, I recommend that they take 90 days minimum to do it. But since you have likely put in a ton of the work already, you've already been doing marketing, you have your speakers lined up, you know what they're going to talk about, you know what your strategy is, like, you can do this faster than 90 days. I do want you to know that, but I don't want you to rush and make this something really stressful, because it can be fun and it can be incredible, okay? So I just want to point that out. Everyone's timeline is going to be different based on how far along you were in planning your in-person event. But just give yourself that freedom, give yourself time to, kind of map out what it's going to look like, and don't force things. And I do have some resources for you at the end, both free and paid, for helping you map out that timeline. And about cancellation, I want to touch on that. I do not think that canceling altogether is the route to take, okay? Like, right now, people need us. People need us to be talking about something other than the coronavirus, and they still need our resources. They still need what you have to right now. So I don't think canceling is the option. So with that said, let's talk about what to do with your speakers and then your attendees. So as for your speakers go, you've already done the hard work with your speakers. You got speakers signed on already. Keep those people. They are going to be in the same boat where they're like, oh, I had all these opportunities lined up and now I don't. What do I do? You still can give them that opportunity, okay? I will say with speakers, I would give them the option to do their prepared talk rather than forcing everybody to do interviews. A lot of people teach summits in a way that you're supposed to do interviews. I actually, for my own summits, have found much more value when the speakers can just give a presentation on something. Presentation guidelines are a good thing, so you don't end up with people just giving webinars and pitching and not actually providing value. But I would give them the option to do their prepared talk rather than force interviews, okay? Then you have a really great opportunity here. And that's that you get to invite new speakers. Maybe you had, I don't know in-person events, but maybe you had like 10 speakers. Why not make it 20 now that you don't have to worry about travel? They don't have to worry about travel. Maybe someone who had to turn you down because of travel but would have been a great speaker, now they can do it, So take the time, take that opportunity to invite new people who wouldn't have been able to participate otherwise. This is an opportunity for you, an opportunity to provide even more value to your attendees. And I want you to look at it like that, as an opportunity. So let me know if you have any other questions on speakers, but let's go onto ticket holders, what to do with them. So again, I don't know how you planned your in-person event. I don't know what all goes into it. My recommendation as someone who was signed up for one and had paid, $500 for a ticket to an in-person event, I would say step one is giving those refunds out, even though it is hard. But that doesn't mean you're not going to make money. Because come on in to my Facebook group and you'll hear about people making big money through virtual events. I've got one going on now that is skyrocketing right now during this crazy time. And you can do the same thing. So with this, the way I would recommend that you set up your online event is that you have free entry, because this gives you the opportunity to just expand to so many people who need what you're going to talk about. And then from there, you'll have paid upgrade options. Okay. That's my recommendation. Of course, based on what you were going to do for your in-person event, how you want it to set up. Maybe that's not what you do. That's okay. But I'm just sharing my top recommendations with you. And then, you have that free ticket, but then you have those upgrade options. And that's your first opportunity to start making some of that money back. Okay. So as for what to include in those upgrade options, there's really no hard and fast rules, but the things I would consider if I was going from offline to online are, how can I make this as much like my offline event as possible? So, something that's almost always included in upgrade options, or all access passes as they're called in our summit world, is ongoing access to presentations. You could do a month, you could do a year, you can do lifetime access. I always do lifetime, but you also want to make it clear in your privacy policy that it's not like for everyone else's lifetime. It's like the lifetime of your website or your business or whatever. That's a different story. You could do in your upgrade option, a bonus day of presentation. So maybe the free people who just sign up for the free version get your presentations that you do Monday through Thursday, and you open up Friday for people who pay for the upgrade. Or maybe you have your last session of the day is like these featured speakers, and only people with the paid options get access to those. There's all kinds of things you can do to make people want to buy. You can do Q&A panels. And make those just available to the upgrade options. And that's one of those things that's going to make it feel more like an in-person event. You could do breakout sessions, and you could do that for everybody as well. Maybe speakers who are a little less known, maybe instead of having a presentation up on your website, they go live in a Facebook group instead and give a 15-minute talk about something really specific. As far as what else to include in your upgrade options, I really like to do bonus contributions from speakers. I have all kinds of resources and training on this. But for the summit I have going on right now, I have over $3,000 in bonuses from my speakers that people get when they purchase this upgrade option. So heck yes, they're purchasing the upgrade option. My upgrades usually have an 18% conversion rate for people who sign up. 18% convert to the paid options. I usually do them for about $100. But again, I have more resources on what to charge, how to decide that. And again, that's going to be based on your business and how you have things set up. And then my last kind of suggestion for what to include in the upgrade option is co-working sessions and networking sessions, things that will let people get more connected, but also make people who have that free option want to upgrade to the paid. Okay. So that's my recommendation for what to do with ticket holders. Give the refunds, have a free entry, which just opens you up for so much more visibility and growth right off the bat, and then have an upgrade option to get those sales start coming in. And you'll be set up to still, if you were planning on pitching some high-level mastermind or something through your in-person event, you can still do that through a summit. Don't erase that idea. You still need to do that. And there's your next opportunity for bringing that income in. Next, I want to talk about how to make your online event just as awesome as offline. And we've touched on a couple of these things already, but I want to break them down a little bit more. And basically this is you thinking of, okay, what was I going to do in my offline event and how can I bring that into this online? Almost all of these things are things that I've done, so I can provide insight on if you need them. First is co-working sessions. So I like to do this for 1 hour each day of my event. I set aside an hour per day where people jump on Zoom, we all mute ourselves and just work, okay? Like right at the beginning of the call, we share our goals, what we're gonna work on related to that day's presentations, and I let everybody work for 50 minutes, and then we come back in and regroup afterwards. People love that, and it's a great way to make sure people are making progress, get them connected, and make it feel a little more like it's in person. Taking that a step further is networking sessions. This is something I'm trying out for the first time this year. My summit's happening starting on March 23rd, and I'm trying networking sessions for the first time, and I'm really excited about what this is gonna do. These are both things so far that are only available in my upgraded options. But Zoom has, what's it called? Breakout rooms, I think it's called. So you can get everyone on a Zoom call and like click a button to break them up into groups of like 4 or 5, however many you want. And then they can like sit and network and get to know each other just like they would between sessions at an in-person event. The way I'm doing it in mine is I'm having, again, an hour set aside a couple days during the summit where they can go ahead and do that. And I'll probably have them do, 15, 20 minutes. And then I'll like swap them so they can get to meet other people. I have a PDF created for like with conversation prompts so they're not just sitting there super awkwardly. This is going to be a great way to keep people connected just like they would if they were at an offline event. Next up is Q&A panels. So you are probably going to do something like this at your event. Have a group of the experts come on stage, let the audience ask questions. You can still do that. Again, Zoom can do all of these things. Something else you can actually use is this tool called Remo, where you could have a couple speakers come on and join you, and they're in their own room, and then attendees can go and join those rooms, and they can all talk and ask questions. That's a really cool tool, Remo. I'm just using Zoom for everything because I can streamline it all. Community is another big thing. I would recommend this being part of the the free option. It's a Facebook community. Even if you hate Facebook, please do this. If you hate Facebook, maybe think about Slack. Maybe think about, some other online community option. But you need a way for people to talk to you, talk to each other, and have that community. Summits without communities are boring. Those are the ones that are just like full of pitching that nobody wants to go to. So have a community, keep it active. Ask questions, get people talking, show up, show your face in that community. Just because it's online doesn't mean that people shouldn't know who you are. I want you to show up, be there, have your face on the registration page, upsell page, Do live trainings in your Facebook group. Show up everywhere you can throughout your summit, just like you would if it was an in-person event. And that's gonna just make it even more fun for people and more engaging. Last thing I want to mention is if you were going to provide meals at your in-person event, even this is something you can kind of tweak and bring to your online event. The main idea I have is get one of those Starbucks codes where people can bring in and get a free drink. Load it up with a couple $100. Let people go get a free Starbucks drink as a part of your event. Like that would be a super cool way to bring, a fun feature of your offline event online. All kinds of things you can do. These are just some examples, but I want you to think about how you can just translate stuff a little bit, tweak it, and get the same effect in your online event because it's totally possible. All right, let me see if I have any questions so far. I think we're good so far. Cool. All right, as for hosting, tech, that's probably like your biggest holdup for this, right? After the initial panic, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this, but how? My biggest recommendation, since you probably want to get this up and running pretty quickly, is to use your current tech stack. You can make a summit work on any platform, WordPress, Squarespace, Kajabi, use Podia and Teachable. Thrivecart is amazing if that's what you're already using. You don't need to totally reinvent the wheel. I love WordPress. That is what I recommend because you can do anything and everything you want to. But it's not a simple thing to set up, okay? If you need something really simple and you're not really concerned about limitations and you don't want to use your current tech stack, Virtual Summit software is what I recommend. It's made for summits. It's made to be easy to set up. So check that out if you need to, but just keep in mind you might run into some limitations using something like that. All right, what else? Oh, as for hosting and tech stuff, I also have, I couldn't decide if I was going to say it, which is why I wouldn't, but I need to say it. In coming from a place of being here to serve you and help you and let you get these things up and running quickly, I do have a WordPress install available, all set up for a summit. It uses my tech stack of WooCommerce, LearnDash, Affiliate WP. There's one other really important thing that I know I'm missing. anyways, my tech stack, and it's all set up and ready for hosting a summit. So if you're interested in that, let me know. That's not going to be something free, but I can provide it to you if you need it. If you're interested in it, I can give you guys details. So let me know what other questions you have. Like I said, this video is going to be embedded in a blog post, and I will continue updating the copy of the blog post as questions come in and I know what you guys need answers. As for resources, I have a lot of them for you to help you make this transition easier. So first on my free resources, I have a podcast called the Summit Host Hangout Podcast. In their short, actionable episodes, I try to keep them under 10 minutes each unless it's a guest episode, for you to say, okay, I'm learning about this. We have a series of episodes on that thing. You can go binge it and then take action right away. Okay, that's my goal with the podcast. Those are all also completely transcribed in blog posts if you would rather learn that way. I also have the Summit Host Hangout Facebook group. So those are the same name. One's a podcast, one's a Facebook group. That's a free community. Come in, ask questions, get connected with other people who are hosting online events, whether or not it started offline. I'm in there answering questions, and there are a lot of incredible people with some great Summit knowledge in there ready to answer your questions as well. As for other free resources, I have something to help you plan your timeline a little bit. It's called the Virtual Summit Prep Timeline. I need to link to all these things in the comments. But it's basically to help you set the date you want your summit to start, and it will calculate dates for you. The biggest problem I see with that, if you are someone translating an offline version online, is that it's made for a 90-day timeline, 90-day or 120-day timeline. But you could still use it to see what order you need to do things in, and it kind of outlines some of the bigger picture tasks that you want to make sure you are keeping in mind for this, okay? Now on to paid resources. First is the Summit Host Vault, and this is the first place I'm announcing this, but the vault was originally going to close for a little over a month on March 15th. It's not closing anymore because that would be silly since so many of you need these resources. But the Summit Host Vault is a monthly membership. It has literally hundreds of strategy trainings, copy templates for emails, your speakers, your website. It has website templates, hundreds of graphic templates, maybe not hundreds of graphic templates, I think about 60 graphic templates. We have tech tutorials, trainings, everything you need to host a summit we have been working on adding. That's at summitinabox.co/vault. You can see we have an accordion. You can click on a section and see all the resources we have about a section. I do not skimp on these resources. This will make your process faster and easier. We have a marketing plan and like email and social media copy, promo graphics, everything you need is pretty much in there. If you don't find something you need, feel free to email us. Odds are that we have it. We just haven't released it yet. And we can find a way to make it work, whether it's something we give you for like a reasonable cost or whether you're a Vault member and maybe we, have a couple of resources we can just hand you if you need them. I'm here to help, and the Summit Host Vault is the best way that I can help you. I do have a couple more. The next one is called the Summit Host Process Map, and this is a full process. There's over 300 tasks in either Asana or Trello to help you plan your online summit. There's a bonus in there of me walking through and using it to plan my own summit, so you can kind of watch it to see how I would do that, but it has all of the tasks laid out, so you don't have to worry about forgetting something. The difference between those is the Vault is how to do it and resources to do it. The process map is basically, here are the things you need to do without and then here's how to do it. Those are kind of two different pieces, but both of them can be really helpful. I also have a lower tier option. If you just need help with promotion or something, you're like, I know my strategy, I have all my speakers lined up, but I don't know how to promote this thing. I have a $27 online summit promotion bundle. You get the marketing strategy, you get 7 email templates, social media templates, you get a Facebook ad strategy overview with graphic and copy templates for that, and an overview of how to turn your copy into speaker swipe copy for your speakers to share. And then on that, you have an option to upgrade to get a registration page template. All right, and then last, I have very limited one-on-one consulting. I actually wasn't gonna do any until May, but I'm gonna open up as many sessions I can as possible for people who need help. So that includes I have 1-hour calls available, and I have 4-hour half-day intensives available. For those of you who are like, I just need to talk strategy, get this out, start implementing. In those, you get a couple of really great bonuses, and you also have me. So if you're on the call, you're like, let's do this thing, you get all my resources to do it. So I will open up as many of those as possible. Just email me at hello@summitinabox.co, and we will, do our very best to work something out. That's all I have for this first video. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Like I said, I'm here to help. That's what I want to do. And yeah, I will keep updating the blog post that this video is linked in with as many questions and answers as I possibly can. Thanks, guys.